Hello, Shubman, can you hear me?
Yeah, bro. Tell me.
Okay, okay. So this is your paper, right? Okay.
Oh,
So, uh, can you hear me, right? You can hear me
yeah,
clearly.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I can hear you.
First thing is, so whatever is wrong, I'll just mark it in red. Okay.
One
First thing
second.
always, whenever you're giving these credentials, no, make sure it is center aligned. Okay. And you don't have to put the semester. Okay. So the thing is, when you're publishing a paper, whenever you're writing the credentials, then just look
Uh,
at when did you publish it? What were you? You are an undergraduate student. Correct?
okay.
Eighth semester,
Okay.
it might not even be published when you're in eighth semester. It might take 2 to 3 months. So after you pass out, this is irrelevant. No, you can just
Okay.
write undergraduate student over here. Okay, so
One second. One second. Let me just change it. You have time, right? Like,
yeah,
I
yeah,
can just.
bro. What I'm in the recording this session. I'll send it to you if you want. Okay.
You're okay. Recording this, sir.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Fine,
that
fine.
you know exactly what, so that you understand everything. Okay, so it's an
Okay, fine.
undergraduate student. You don't never write
Undergraduate
a
student.
semester because the semester is only for 6 months, right? You are
Okay.
an undergraduate student, right? For 4 years you'll be there. Even after you
Yeah.
pass out, right? You're
Okay.
still an undergraduate student, correct? You pass out from undergraduate. So basically, just
Okay.
don't let okay, I've seen this mistake many times. So that is just what
Okay.
last paper also I told you the same thing. I'll just remind you
Okay.
again,
Okay.
right? So now
Okay.
another thing which I see over here is you've already like this is you've already put it in a particular format, a two-column format. Okay. So you
Okay.
do not know which journal it is going to go for, correct?
Okay.
Then like you do not know that, no? So then why are you wasting your time doing this, correct?
Okay.
And aligning your photos and all of this. Just make a
Okay.
one normal document so
Uh
that
huh.
based on the journal format and based
Uh
on
huh.
their requirement, you can change it. Otherwise, this will take too much time. So generally, what
They
I
will
do
change
is
it, or we should change it.
we should change it, but you have to put it in their format.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. I've not decided which journal I
Correct.
should put in.
So that, but still, just in like this, you've done it, okay. But if you're doing some changes in this, or if you're doing
Uh-huh.
something else, just make sure
Uh-huh.
it is a single column. You don't have to put double column because this takes a lot of time, right?
Okay.
And sometimes it even messes up the form. Like imagine this photo, you might have taken some time to put this photo, align it, and all
Yeah.
of that. No,
Yeah. Yeah.
don't do that. Right? Just keep it as it is. Based on the journal, that time you can change it. Okay.
Okay.
Otherwise,
Fine.
simply it'll be redundant work. You keep on changing it every time.
Okay. Fine.
That is the first thing. That's the first thing which I saw. Now, your abstract, how many words is it? The abstract is around 356 words, which is a lot. Okay, it is
Okay.
decent. Okay, so try to keep it between 250 to 300, which is 350 can keep it. Okay? But some journals have this word limit. Okay,
Okay.
wherein the abstract has to be these many words only. So for
Okay.
keeping that in mind, no, try to keep your
Mm-hmm.
abstract as brief as possible, but give as much as information as you can. Okay.
Okay.
And okay, so
Mm.
now let me read the abstract. I'll just zoom out a bit. Okay, so what you're trying to do in this paper? Children, I'll read the abstract. What is your goal with this paper?
You want me to read it?
No, no, you tell me like what is your goal in this paper? Like what is this paper about? You tell it to me so that I'll check if that is what you've written in the abstract.
The project which we made, that is a drone. That is a gyroscopic drone. So what the gyroscopic drone is, since a lot of drones are controlled by remote controls, and people have to go through a course or certification to be a
Hmm.
pilot of a drone. So
Hmm.
instead of to avoid all that, we are making a gyroscopic drone, which can be controlled with hand gestures. Just like these motion TVs are there, no, where you make
Yeah.
gestures and TV gets controlled with your hand. Same like that only.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Fine. Okay, so I got understood what it is. Okay. So
Okay.
the first thing you can see is right. I can see a
Huh.
lot of 2.4 gigahertz here. That's the first thing off the bat. Okay.
Okay.
So try to use yeah. So what you do is like so I can see a lot of repeated content. Okay. So BT module is
Okay.
sort of 2.4 gigahertz. The drone is also
Hmm.
outfitted with the same 2.4 gigahertz. That is understood, no?
Hmm.
So
Uh-huh.
what like try to again as I told you it's 357 words. Okay. I mean 357 yeah words. So try
Uh,
to shrink it down and give only relevant information. You don't have to
okay.
give everything. The abstract is not like a summary. An abstract
Okay.
is basically an overview of what you've done, okay,
Okay.
but at the same time keeping it as simple as possible.
Okay.
Understood. Okay. So now we'll
Okay.
go. Okay, and the first thing will be present our implementation. Okay.
Okay.
So another thing is don't write V, I, R, all of that. Okay. In this work, right? The implementation of using So I'll just put in this. You can put present work if you want. Present
Okay.
paper / work, whichever is relevant for you, right? The implementation of using, okay, this is grammatically incorrect, so just fix it up.
Okay.
Okay, but you understood,
Okay,
right?
fine. Yeah.
Right. So always never write never put V, I, personal pronouns.
Okay, fine.
Understood. So okay. So we just go through that. Okay. In again R, no R. In this
Okay.
implementation again V. Correct. So
Okay.
this is a very common mistake which you do because we are not aware. But I'm just
Okay.
think so that you also are aware.
Okay.
Okay. A drone fly. Okay. So another thing I saw was or of FC you put, right. Just put it in bracket over here. And then the FC you can use, and then you can reference FC throughout. Okay, you put or FC. That's the thing which I already corrected, right? Okay,
I didn't get you. What or FC?
So okay, I'll just show it to you. So can you see this part?
Okay.
So just put it in bracket as how I did it.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so that is abstract, and this thing again, these three things just keep in mind. Okay. So your introduction, what have you done? How have you approached it? I want to understand first of all.
Bro, most of the contents I've just removed it from my report and I've put.
Okay, fine. Okay, so introduction. Okay. So okay, just like will or drone like to such. Okay. Okay, so what I see lacking in this introduction, right, is reference to work. You know what is reference to work mean?
Okay.
If you don't know, I'll explain to you.
That comes in abstract, no? Not abstract.
No.
Literature survey.
Literature survey, but yeah, that's the mistake what people do. Okay, they think only literature survey you have to do a reference to. So whenever even you're writing an introduction, no, generally what introduction is, I'll explain. So an introduction is basically, imagine this you're solving a problem statement, correct? Yeah, you're using the gyroscope sensor instead of using physical sensors, and you're solving a problem over here. So first of all, see when okay, as you've done, you've given little bit of background, see various structures. You give little background on drones. Okay. Then what you do is start introducing the problem statement, right? Which has already been pulled up somewhere else. So someone would have tried to do this, correct? Someone would have tried to do a gyroscope gesture controlled drone. Okay. See what they've done and put it in the introduction. So this suppose it is Lee. Okay. So Lee wrote the paper. Imagine. So Lee ETAL and put the reference of that paper. Try to do this implementation, and this is where we think we can improve it. Okay. Or someone else has done completely different approach. Okay. So write that. So according to Lee ETL, they tried this approach. Okay. And we saw this shortcoming in that, which is overcome in our thing. Okay. Something like that. So basically, you're just introducing them into this thing. So just giving them this a gist of the introduction. You're just introducing them to the topic and what has been done. Okay. Then literature survey. Okay, so literature survey. Why do you think? So as you've done ETL, you've done now. Yeah. So what do you think literature survey is? First of all, I want to understand what you understand from literature survey. Why do we do literature survey?
Why do we do literature survey? That we have understood from each paper and what we have implemented, what information we have understood and implemented in our paper. Our project.
Okay. So as you rightfully told, a literature survey is basically you're surveying existing literature, right?
Okay.
And picking out relevant information to the problem statement or to your paper.
Yeah.
Right. So here, so as you rightfully done, correct. So okay. So then literature survey also. So sometimes so there's a particular problem. Imagine the gyroscope, right? It is not I'll give you another example. I'll give you an example of what I'm more familiar with is internal combustion engines. Okay, for now, just for this example, right? So in internal combustion engine, what I did is I broke it. The performance, like the whole overall parameters of internal combustion engine, is evaluated by multiple parameters, like the heat release rate, your brake thermal efficiency. There are multiple different parameters to evaluate the performance. Okay. So what I did was, imagine there's one particular thing. Okay, there's one particular paper. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
I will check his all these 4, 5, 6 parameters which I'm studying in my paper, right? And I'll put it. So imagine, I'll give an example. So Mike Kumar ETL, right? Kumar ETL found this much increase in his brake thermal efficiency, this much decrease in his heat release rate. Okay, so I'm just I'm just looking at the literature, what has already been there, and I'm comparing it to my, like, what I'm going to do, the work I'm going to do. So that people are aware, oh, okay, so Kumar had done this work, and this is the values which he got. Okay, so that will be registered in the mind, and when you do your experimentation, you're doing your fabrication because you feel it is superior, right?
Okay.
Right. So then you can just reference that. Okay, so Kumar ETL in literature we already established that. So here you can see, right? Compared to this paper, imagine it's paper number 15. Compared to this paper, we got this much improvement, right? And he quoted, this is the reason for the improvement, right? We agree with this, and we have another 2 reasons why it is improved.
Okay.
Is it getting too much? I understand. You're able to follow.
Kind of understanding, yeah.
Okay. So literature survey is fine. So now problem statement and objectives. Generally, this
So
is
nothing to change in literature survey, no?
literature survey. Yeah, you just see whatever I've told. No, so look at the problem statement objectively, correct, and then see how this is relevant to the problem statement.
Okay.
Okay. So it's up to you. So if this is your project, you'll know better than me, right? I'm just giving you how to think about the paper. Okay, how you're supposed to approach it, and what are the small mistakes which you do, which is more of the aesthetic. I'm not talking about the content. I'm generally talking about aesthetic, like how to write a paper, right? The framework.
Okay.
I'm giving you the framework.
Okay.
Right? So that you can compare it yourself then. Because I don't have background knowledge. I don't have context. No, that is why I can't evaluate your paper. But now I'm giving you the tools of how I would evaluate a paper, so that you can use those tools and see where your paper stands.
Okay.
Right. So that is how you see literature survey. Now, problem statement and objectives. There's nothing called problem statement. Generally, there's no problem statement or objectives in a paper. Objectives might be there, but again, you establish objectives in your introduction only. Okay, your objective. What is an objective? Basically, what is your goal, right? What you want to do with this project. So that is in the introduction only. You'll establish that.
So I'll cut that off and put it in introduction. I'll
try to incorporate it into the introduction itself. Okay.
I'll just add it to that introduction, or I have to cut down the introduction part also.
No, you just you incorporate it, bro. So if it's redundant, information redundant, then remove the redundant information. If it is new information, add it to that. Okay, this problem statement objectives is only for the project report we use. We don't use it in the paper. Right? I understand where you got it from, but we use it only in the project report.
Okay.
In a paper, you already established that in your introduction.
Okay.
So this design and development of drone. Okay, well and good. Okay, this is correctly. Okay, this we can do. Right. Okay, so this is incorrect English, and it has few alphabets missing from it. This is another thing which generally even I've done this mistake, wherein we type it out, but when another person reads it, now it makes it's a huge number of loads. What does this mean?
While the entirety of 3 stages show colossal upside,
See. Okay, so make sure that this. Okay, so this is not a major mistake. This is like common mistake, silly mistake, which you can easily fix it. But make sure this is fixed, because what happens is generally, whenever you send your paper to any journal, their main intention is I need to how they look at objectively, right? How many mistakes does this person have, and how serious are those mistakes, so that I can reject the paper. Okay, that's what they look at. They won't look at they look at your work and everything. Okay, this has content, all of that. But then, other than content, they look at all these things as well, right? So just make sure that this doesn't exist. This is a small thing, but I'm just bringing your thought. Okay, so proposed design. Okay, all this is very good, very good. Okay, circuit diagram. By explanation. You're explaining it anyway. No, don't put explanation.
Okay, fine.
Circuit diagram. Proposed design, circuit diagram. Okay, what is a C? Equipment used. Equipment.
What are the parts we have used?
Parts you used, and have you written why you have used it?
I don't know why we have used it, but we have put information about each part.
Okay. So, another thing is, so imagine you've used Arduino Nano. Okay. So, generally when you're writing a paper, especially solving a problem statement, which you are over here, correct?
Okay.
mention why you use that as well. Okay, because I'll tell you why. So this will like whenever imagine a new person who's interested in this reads it, he'll exactly know what are the reasons you've used it. Imagine you don't have any reason now. Like as you told, you might not have anything, right? Then ask the teacher or ask your guide, or like try to find out what are the alternatives and try to find out why you didn't use it. You can still do it. In Arduino Nano, Arduino also has multiple boards, no? Correct. So Nano you might have used because it's cheaper, right? Or because it is small in size, or multiple other reasons, no? So at least mention 3 to 4 reasons over here. So that it's informative for the reader as well. No? So you know, okay, this is the reason why he's used this, okay, and he's not used that one, right? You're just clearing ambiguity. So that so that the reviewer will definitely ask you, why did you use this, correct? So instead of making the reviewer ask you, put it and put it at first itself, right? So that you don't have to go like, and it will be helpful. It's not like it's waste information. This is really relevant information. Okay. So try to so Arduino Nano, you put good about the information, well and good. Okay, this is, I think I can find it even on the internet. Don't you think?
Okay. Yeah.
Correct. What extra, what novel feature, what is a novelty in this? Correct. You need to give. Okay, so in gesture control, this is why you're using Arduino. 5-6 reasons. Okay, and then you can use other work. Now you're doing literature survey, no? So you can put so
or else I can go to Google also and type it out, benefits of using an Arduino Nano, and that benefits only can put in this.
Benefits and see which is relevant to you. Okay, and then you can put it accordingly.
Cool.
Okay, so that is another thing. Same thing with communication module, everything. What are the alternatives? Imagine tomorrow I want to do it. Okay, why should I select GY521 gyroscope only? Why can't I select some other module? Right? So give it, so make it relevant to your paper. We use this because of the size, or because it is compatible with Arduino, as I can see in the photo. Like a few reasons, so that I have a context with that. Okay, regarding this. Right. So so this is done. Okay, batteries again. Why lithium polymer battery? Why can't we use nickel cadmium battery? Or if lithium polymer, why can't we use a different? Like this is a different this is a different type of battery, no? Why can't we use normal all of that? Right.
Okay.
This is fine. So this is again, this is all information which is already available. What novel are you getting in your paper? That one, like with that perspective, you try to write the paper.
Okay.
It's the same thing with everything. So this is very good that you've got information about that. Okay, just try to give a couple of reasons why you're using this. Okay, this
I should be putting it in the continuous text or bulletin points.
It's up to you. So if you find that each point is related to each other, put continuous text. If you have that 6 objective points, like each is not very relevant to each other, then put it as bullet points. It's up to you.
Fine.
Okay. Again, so multi-rotor, all of this. So this is a good thing that so you have a lot of information, right? So make sure that you put it in the right. Now you come to the this is a different thing, no? Case one. So where's why did this case start? I don't have any. So this is okay. So again, there's a problem in the framework of the paper. You've written what all you've used. Then suddenly, how did cases come? Correct.
Those cases one are the movements. Okay, that image comes in that only. 1 second. Go a bit up. Degrees of opportunity. A bit up than that. That CC, that G, under that G point comes. Multi-rotor mechanics.
Okay. Fine. Again, you can see this R. Don't put R. Because of the structure, we've implemented, because of the structure used in this drone, right? And then you use it. Don't put, I told you, don't put mine, R, V, all of that. Okay, fine. So these are the different cases. Okay, fine. Understood. Okay, cost analysis. What cost analysis? Okay, so cost analysis, right? Any cost analysis, again, generally it is used for your report. How you can integrate cost analysis is in this. Remember this? Try to put the cost over here, right? You need to justify your cost over here only in these things, instead of putting a separate cost analysis, right? So cost analysis, okay, so imagine you've used this thing, framework, okay? So in the whenever you go to framework, or imagine you use polymer battery, you're already justifying over here why you're using it. You don't have to put the cost again. Right? So the reader will already know, okay, this is the reason you use this. If the cost is there, put cost. If cost isn't there, justify why it is, justify why we should spend more on the battery, for example. Okay. Because so then you don't have to put cost analysis, right? So then the like person already know, okay, this is the component I need, right? And he'll go and find it. This cost analysis generally for a project report again. So it's like your problem statement. No, this is only for project report you put. You don't need to put it over here. Okay, if there is some cost which is unforeseen, right? Like imagine you're making a new thing, right? Imagine making a new material or something, then you got to give cost analysis. Or you're just assembling, no? So you don't have to give cost analysis.
Okay.
Okay, now we come to conclusion. One thing I like is you put it in point wise, which is very good, bulletin points.
Okay.
So again, in conclusion, what you do is you do, So in conclusion, you basically summarize what you've done. Traditional switches, this is a very good thing, right? You've given what is the problem with the traditional switches, right? Again, all the efficient and all not required. Okay. This just put it like you're just giving the problem statement, and then you don't have to present. You've already presented both the sides of the story in the introduction and whatnot. No, only this much is enough. Levers and drone, correct? But it regularly requires this is as in all of that, right? You don't have to give both the sides. You don't have to justify it again. You don't have to speak in favor of traditional switches over here. You've already established that in your introduction. Right? Again, this project, paper. The project is for you. You know that, right? When you're writing a paper, they don't know that. Okay, they're not aware of that, right? So this what you say, alterable. So this model, right? It takes lesser time and all of that. Okay. Again, references. Why do you have it in bullet points? I'll teach you how to write references. There's a good method. Right? You don't have to. I'll write it over. So imagine you're writing a reference. There are three. Like one is just normal. So you put this one number, put the hyphen, and press spacebar. Okay. So now two imagine. I'll just show you. So one spacebar thing. I'll write something. When I press enter, two automatically comes. When I press enter, three automatically comes. So that it's not. You don't have to do it again and again. Imagine you want to do this method. Okay, box. So box also generally sometimes you get it. I'll just try it out once. So box hyphen you press. You put a number. One. No, box is not working, but you understood. No, you don't have to put it. You don't have to type everything.
So I should remove the bulletin points, sir.
You have to remove the bulletin points,
and let the numbers be there.
Yeah, numbers should be there. Okay. And which type of formatting you use?
Okay.
Okay, so that is basically that. Okay. So now you understood how to approach a paper. Okay, see if you if it is what you've already done, well and good. If not, change wherever it is required and make it as I told you, incorporate it into the paper. Once you have that paper ready, then we'll go through it content-wise. Now I'm just giving you the framework. Okay.
So now, I have to change the content also.
Content, no.